Our environment is not a fixed stage, but a living mirror reflecting a hidden energy field. Most people suffer through deep isolation or crushing anxiety because they treat life like a solid wall instead of a fluid conversation. Ancient Hermetic wisdom reveals that you carry an invisible luminous signature that dictates how matter behaves around you. In these next few minutes, you will discover how to activate this untouchable frequency, permanently shifting your existence from a victim of chance to master. To understand the concept of a quantum halo, we must first dismantle the illusion that our skin is the boundary where we end and the world begins. We often perceive ourselves as isolated observers navigating a chaotic environment that is indifferent to our presence or desires. However, the emerging synthesis of theoretical physics and ancient spiritual traditions suggests that a luminous field of probability surrounds our physical forms. This field acts as a sophisticated interface between our internal consciousness and the external world of matter. When we speak of the quantum halo, we are describing a complex bioenergetic signature that broadcasts our most profound states of being into the surrounding environment. This radiation is not merely a passive glow, but an active force that rearranges the fabric of reality to match our dominant frequency. If you feel like life is constantly pushing against you, it is likely because your halo is broadcasting a signal of resistance or fear. This creates a feedback loop where the world mirrors back the very obstacles you dread encountering most. By shifting your internal state, you can effectively reformat this halo to project a quality of sovereign authority. This is the secret to becoming untouchable. Being untouchable does not mean you are physically removed from the world, but rather that your energetic field is so coherent that lower vibrations and external disruptions simply cannot find a hook within your experience. You begin to walk through life with an effortless grace that seems almost magical to those who remain trapped in the struggle of the ego. This transition requires a deep understanding of how attention and intention weave together to form the structure of your perceived reality. Most individuals scatter their energy across countless trivial concerns, leaving their halo weak and fragmented. When your energy is dispersed, reality feels heavy and unyielding. But when you learn to cultivate a centered presence, your halo becomes a powerful lens that focuses the light of consciousness onto a single point of manifestation. This focus transforms the way objects and events align themselves in your path. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach suddenly appear with startling synchronicity. Adversaries who once sought to hinder your progress find themselves strangely distracted or unable to exert influence over your journey. You are no longer reacting to the world because the world is now reacting to you. This is the profound shift from being a spectator to becoming the architect of your own cosmic theater. It is essential to recognize that this process is not about manipulation, but about alignment with the fundamental laws of existence. You are reclaiming a birthright that has been obscured by the noise of modern distraction and the weight of collective conditioning that keeps humanity in a state of perpetual spiritual amnesia. This awakening is the start of your true mastery. Imagine for a moment that the physical world is not made of particles but of possibilities that wait for your permission to solidify. This is where the true mystery begins to unfold. We are taught to believe that our influence on the world is limited to our physical actions and the words we speak, yet there is a silent language being transmitted from the very core of your being. This language is the oscillation of your quantum halo, a field that interacts with the zero-point field of the universe itself. It is a subtle dance between the observer and the observed, where the act of looking actually changes the nature of what is being seen. Many seekers spend years trying to change their external circumstances through sheer willpower, failing to realize that they are fighting against the very reflection they are creating. When you try to force reality to change, you are reinforcing the idea that it is separate from you, which only strengthens the resistance you face. The true secret lies in the realization that the world does not have a will of its own. It is simply a vast, responsive canvas that takes shape according to the vibrations you emit. If your halo is clouded by doubt or the heavy weight of past regrets, the universe interprets this as a request for more of the same. It is a profound realization that requires a complete surrender of the ego's need for control. You must stop trying to fix the mirror and start fixing the face that looks into it. As you refine your inner frequency, you will notice that the people and events in your life begin to shift in ways that seem impossible. Bridges build themselves where there were once chasms. Doors open before you even reach them. This is not because you are lucky, but because you have become a match for a different version of reality altogether. The untouchable nature of this state comes from the fact that you are no longer entangled with the lower currents of the collective consciousness. You are operating from a higher dimension of existence, where the rules of the mundane world no longer apply. This journey into the unseen is the most important path you will ever walk. We are standing on the edge of total enlightenment regarding our true purpose within the vast and unending cosmic symphony tonight. To grasp the magnitude of the quantum halo, we must examine the architecture of the human soul as it relates to the fabric of space-time itself. For centuries, mystics have spoken of an aura, a shell of light that protects the initiate from the storms of the material world. Today, we are beginning to see this through the lens of non-local connection and field theory. Your halo is not a static object, it is a dynamic process of exchange. It is the boundary where your personal will meets the universal will. When these two forces are in harmony, the halo becomes crystalline and impenetrable. This is the state of being untouchable. It means that the negativity of others, the pressures of society, and the fluctuations of the economy cannot penetrate your core peace. You become like a ship that remains dry despite being surrounded by the ocean. The water is there, but it cannot get inside. The science of resonance tells us that two objects vibrating at different frequencies will not affect each other unless they find a common harmonic. If your internal frequency is set to a station of deep peace and unwavering self-worth, a person broadcasting anger or jealousy simply cannot find a resonance within you. Their energy passes through your field like a ghost, leaving no trace. This is the most practical form of magic. It does not require spells or rituals, only a radical commitment to maintaining the integrity of your inner state. Throughout history, certain individuals have mastered this art. They were the ones who could walk into a room of chaos and bring immediate stillness. They were the ones who faced execution with a smile, knowing that their essence was beyond the reach of physical harm. They understood that the world is a mental construct, and by mastering the mind, they mastered the environment. You must realize that your attention is the currency of the universe. Where you place your focus, you pour your life force. Most people spend their currency on things that diminish them. They focus on the news, on the flaws of others, or on their own perceived inadequacies. This drains the halo of its brilliance, making it porous and weak. A weak halo is easily influenced by the collective shadow. You find yourself feeling tired for no reason, or picking up the moods of people you don't even like. To become untouchable, you must become the gatekeeper of your own attention. You must learn to look at the world without being consumed by it. This is the path of the detached observer. It is not a path of coldness or indifference, but one of supreme clarity. You see the drama of life playing out, but you recognize it as a play. You are the actor, the director, and the audience all at once. This level of mastery changes the way reality reacts to you on a fundamental level. When you no longer need anything from the world to feel complete, the world begins to offer you everything. This is the great irony of the spiritual path. As long as you are chasing external validation or material success, your halo is in a state of lack, which attracts more lack. But the moment you find fulfillment within the silence of your own being, your halo expands into a state of abundance. Reality then has no choice but to reflect that abundance back to you. You will find that you no longer have to work hard to achieve your goals. Instead, you enter a state of flow, where the right people appear at the right time, and the right information finds its way to you exactly when you need it. You are moving in step with the pulse of the universe. Furthermore, the untouchable halo acts as a beacon for others. By maintaining your own high frequency, you provide a template for those around you to do the same. You don't need to preach or convince anyone. Your mere presence is an invitation to a higher way of living. This is how we change the world. It starts with the individual reclamation of sovereignty. As more people activate their quantum halos, the collective field of humanity begins to shift. We move from a world based on competition and survival to one based on cooperation and creation. But this collective shift can only happen once you take the first step. You must decide that you are no longer willing to be a victim of circumstances. You must decide to step into the light of your own divinity. The process of strengthening the halo involves a daily practice of centering and clearing. You must wash your mind just as you wash your body. This means letting go of the mental clutter that accumulates throughout the day. It means releasing the grievances you hold against others and the judgments you hold against yourself. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, you add a layer of strength to your halo. Every time you choose truth over convenience, you increase its clarity. This is the work of a lifetime, but it is the only work that truly matters. Consider the implications of being truly untouchable in a world that thrives on reaction. Most of our modern systems are designed to keep us in a state of perpetual reaction. Social media, advertising, and political discourse all aim to trigger an emotional response that keeps our energy focused outward. When you are untouchable, these triggers lose their power. You see the hook, but you do not bite. You remain centered in your own truth, unswayed by the winds of public opinion. This level of freedom is terrifying to those who benefit from your compliance, but it is the ultimate goal of the mystic. As you walk this path, you will encounter tests. Life will present you with situations that seem designed to break your peace. These are not punishments, but opportunities to prove your mastery. They are the friction that polishes the diamond of your soul. When you can face a crisis with the same equanimity that you feel in meditation, you know that your halo is strong. You have moved beyond the realm of theory and into the realm of lived experience. You are now a living example of the quantum halo in action. The way reality reacts to you is no longer a mystery. It is a predictable outcome of your internal state. You have become the master of the mirror. Your life becomes a masterpiece of intentional creation. This is the promise of the ancient teachings, and it is available to you right here, right now. You are the light that the world has been waiting for. Your halo is the key to the kingdom. Walk with the knowledge that you are protected, supported, and loved by the very fabric of existence itself. Nothing can touch the one who knows who they truly are. You are the eternal observer, the silent witness, and the infinite creator. Everything else is just a passing shadow on the wall of the cave. Now go forth and shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, for that is your true nature. The feeling of walking through the world exposed and vulnerable is a common human weight. It often feels as though one is a leaf caught in a relentless storm, tossed by the opinions of others and the unpredictable whims of fate. This state of being manifests as a knot in the stomach at dawn, a lingering wonder about which new challenge will arise that seems too heavy to handle. In this state, the world appears loud, harsh, and indifferent. Many attempt to build defenses, walls of anger or shells of isolation, yet these are merely physical reactions that do nothing to heal the energetic leaks within the soul. The shift begins the moment the focus moves from the external chaos to the internal frequency. Vulnerability does not stem from the world outside, but from a temporary lack of coherence within. When a person allows their energy to be dictated by their environment, they remain at the mercy of the storm. However, as the awareness of the quantum halo takes root, the environment begins to soften. People who once acted as triggers lose their power. Situations that once induced panic transform into manageable tasks. A quiet, sovereign authority begins to emerge. This untouchable state is not a rare gift reserved for saints or sages. It is the natural dormant state of every human being waiting to be reclaimed. No one is ever truly stuck in the vibration of struggle. You possess the inherent power to redefine how reality reacts to you. By choosing to stabilize your inner field, you transition from being a victim of the reflection to becoming the master of the light that creates it. Now, close your eyes and take a deep, grounding breath into the center of your heart. Imagine a sphere of shimmering golden white light beginning to expand from your chest, growing larger with each inhalation. This light is your quantum halo, the sovereign boundary of your soul. Visualize it becoming denser and more vibrant until it surrounds your entire body in a perfect, glowing orb. See the outer edge of this orb as a crystalline shield that allows only love, truth, and abundance to pass through. Any lower frequencies of fear, doubt, or malice simply dissolve upon contact with this radiant surface. Feel the absolute safety and stillness within this space. This is your sanctuary, your untouchable fortress of light. State clearly in your mind that you are the sole authority of this field. No external force has permission to drain your energy or disturb your peace. Carry this visualization with you as you move through your day, knowing that your halo is constantly working to align reality with your highest good. You are no longer the person who started this video. The shift has already begun within the deep layers of your subconscious mind. By recognizing the existence of your quantum halo, you have reclaimed the power to dictate the terms of your own existence. The world will continue to move and change, but you will remain the still point in the center of the turning wheel. Your new frequency is attracting a new reality, one that reflects your inherent divinity and strength. Walk forward with the quiet confidence of one who knows they are untouchable. The mirror of life is finally showing you the truth of your own magnificence. Remember that the light within you is the light of the universe.